Hey, what's up, magical family? It's Unique Divination, and you are watching Urban Mystic TV. And this video is my February 2018 General Spiritual Guidance reading. And the cards that we've got in this spread today are the Goddess Guidance cards, Past Life Oracle cards, and my Thoth Tarot deck. Okay, so we're going to start this reading off with our Goddess Guidance card. And the goddess that we have for this reading today is Dana, High Priestess. So Dana is a Celtic goddess, and she's extremely powerful and magical. She can help with manifestations, alchemy, and divine magic. She can also introduce you to the elemental kingdom, especially the leprechauns. And so her message is you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual healing. Okay. She also goes on to say that wisdom extends back into the far reaches of ancient times, your wisdom. You've brought this knowledge forward into your present incarnation to be a way shower so that others may benefit from your experiences. Don't delay in expressing this wisdom. I will assist you in manifesting platforms for your spiritual teaching, whether it's through teaching by example or through writing or speaking. All forms of teaching are equally valuable, no matter how many lives you touch. Okay. She also goes on to say lead workshops, write books or articles, look for opportunities to teach, be a role model of peace, honor your divinity, and know that you are a leader. So, to those of you that are listening to this reading, I hope something's kind of sinking in. I'm going to go more into the card just about now, but just understanding that, you know, there are some things that you're just not tapping into that you know you're very well capable of tapping into, but just for some reason, you just keep avoiding it, for fear. But trust and believe that, if you're listening, you have the divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. And maybe it's something that you bring to the table, no matter what your spirituality is. If you practice religion, there's just something in you that wants to help lead people, to a spiritual path. And we try to fight it. I mean, look at me here doing these readings right now. I would have never thought that I'd be doing any type of spiritual anything for anybody other than myself. I mean, I was one of those people, maybe Dana did talk to me just to let me know that, hey, it's time to open up and share what you know so that other people that, that basically are on that same energy path can vibe with you, and explore with you along with your journey. So that's definitely something to think about. Even if it has nothing to do with spirituality, if you're a good writer or, speaking, creative arts, if it's something in you that you have a spark where you want to guide people, don't fight that spark. The society needs a lot of leaders. I mean, unfortunately, there are people that think that we don't need leaders, but we do. I definitely think we need leaders. We need people to live a certain way so that they can be a guide and a role model to those that are looking to be that certain way and live that life and kind of follow that same energy wave and frequency. So that's extremely important. And just remember, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching, right? And, what if you've gone through some traumatic situation and you've lived through it? Maybe you've been raped. Maybe you're a rape survivor, and you've been trying to find a way to get rid of the pain or to move on, or maybe you want to help other people that have been raped. You're just afraid, and it's just like, think about it. When you speak about things like that, especially from your past, and you survive it, that's going to touch somebody and it's going to inspire somebody. It always does. It's not even a question. So it's just a matter of, when are you going to go ahead and move on that feeling so that other people can start benefiting from the light that you're willing to shine. All right, so that concludes the Goddess Guidance card. And the next card that I move on to is my Past Life Oracle cards. And so, if you've been paying attention to the new videos that I've been making, doing readings, I've been incorporating past life cards into the reading because, I believe in us having multiple past lives, and I believe that um, past life situations, energy, contracts can affect what goes on in our current lives. So, incorporating a past life card each month, to kind of focus on is going to help bring up that energy, those memories, and kind of integrate and heal them, so to speak, and just help move forward with certain things. So let me get back to the card. So the card that we pulled for past life is trees. This card indicates that you have a special relationship with trees. In ancient times, particularly in Celtic and Eastern European cultures, trees were considered sacred. The Druids looked to oak trees for prophetic information, and ancient healers used tree ingredients such as willow bark for medicine. Your connection to trees may have been spiritual, including the ability to receive messages from them. In some cases, these seemingly non-sentient trees are animated by real souls known as tree people. You have even been a tree person or a tree diva in this life or prior lifetime. This card asks you to spend more time connecting with trees for healing, knowledge, and inner peace. And so the fact that I picked this card is very interesting for me. This card is really speaking to me on a personal level. I pick these cards out, I shuffle them and do just like a regular reading. I don't plan each card out. They're all randomly picked. So, and I kind of just do the reading. I don't set anything up or have anything prepared. So it's kind of all coming to me as I'm divinating on these cards. But me personally, I've always been a person that talk to trees. I talk to plants. I talk to trees. I hug trees. I just love them. I always say, like, thank you for giving me oxygen, or sometimes I just ask trees like how they're doing today. I'll touch them. I don't know. I've always been like that since I was little. I never really questioned it. One of my favorite classic tree scenes was from superstar Mary Catherine Gallagher when she was like making out with the tree and shit, and the nun was looking at her all crazy. But yeah, this is kind of interesting to me that this card was pulled. I don't know if there's other people out there. If you do, have this kind of weird connection with trees, please comment below and tell me about it. But yeah, ever since I've been little, I've just been deeply connected to trees and plants. I have a green thumb. I can grow almost anything out of anything. And so I just think that was really interesting that that card came up. So yeah, definitely entertain that, the connection with the trees, understanding that at some point you were someone who was deeply connected with the trees, the community. Maybe you lived, somewhere where there was trees, or even as the card suggests that you were a tree people. So, and just connect more if you can. Like I said, start communicating with trees, physically touching them, just thanking them for connecting with us, giving us oxygen, the trade that they do with us, and just respecting trees. Um, Try, if you're not a plant person, maybe get a plant, get a small tree or something manageable, just to have that energy and that connection, in your household. Okay. All right, so we are done with the oracle cards and we move on with the tarot. The first tarot card that we have is the Emperor card, number 4. Okay, this card can mean a few things. Maybe somebody has something new starting, a new project at work, maybe a change in career itself, a promotion, um, maybe doing some type of traveling, or literally, because this is a very masculine card, maybe somebody's going to be a father. If that's the case, please comment below. Um, Definitely a lot of masculine energy. With masculine energy comes, goal directed activity, action, the will to do something. So I'm thinking that we may need to just like rev it up a little bit. I don't know if you've been in like a laxed mood, just kind of like moseying about, not really having any fire um, underneath your feet. And there's some things that that are important that have to get done. And we're kind of like moping around, taking our time. So this card is kind of reminding us to just pick up the pace a little bit. Um, let's have some goal directed activity towards the things that we need to do. Um, Stop being so passive and to kind of turn up a little bit for this month, especially to kind of get things going where we need them to go. Um, Sorry, I feel like I'm saying I'm a lot. But just definitely trusting your own energy, move with your energy. This card also deals with just it's an authoritative figure, just owning your shit. You know what I mean? Just owning yourself, owning your energy, owning everything around you, and just going with it, feeling confident, being secure, feeling secure. Um, so these are things that we need to focus on for this month in order to get things done. And just on an inner level, this card deals with like just I guess new epiphanies and realizations that may be occurring on the inside. You're growing a little bit more as far as self-development, self-analysis, taking a different look at yourself, and not necessarily on a like criticizing looking, but just seeing your growth and how much you've grown, from even 3 months ago, 3 to 6 months ago. So continue to kind of self analyze, um, continue to realize that you're going to continue to be a different person. You're going to continue to transform. Um, this card can also warn us of kind of ego tripping. Let's not ego trip on people. You know, we may have strengths that some people don't have, and that's not nothing to throw up in people's face. If you have to work with people and you try to match your strengths with their weaknesses and their strengths with your weaknesses, so that you can balance each other off. And that's also in a relationship. There should definitely be no competition within a relationship. And so let's back down from the ego trip and feeling like, well, if it wasn't for us, this relationship wouldn't work. Um, let's focus on balancing off each other. Like I said, your strengths to their weakness and your weakness to their strengths. Okay? The next card that comes up is the Moon. Um, the Moon card deals with the Pisces zodiac, which is like spiritual awareness, faith, sacrifice, dreams. The moon also deals with our subconscious mind. So, what this is pretty much representing to me is that we need to Number one, if you're having dreams, which I've been having dreams, I had this crazy dream last night and I remember it and I wrote it down and I will be looking into it later. But definitely do that. If you're having dreams, you need to write them down, all the details that you can remember. Um, this website that I use along with other resources, but I always start and it's www.dreammoods.com, and I'll leave the link in the comments. But it's a good place to start to just start getting fundamental, you know, basis and knowledge towards the dreams that you're having, and you can pretty much go from there. But definitely we need to start being aware of our dreams. Our subconscious is what kind of guides us through our life. If you think about it, can you honestly remember what you did from the time you woke up until the time you went to sleep? Better yet, can you remember getting to work and coming home? How many times did you step on a break? Um, how many red lights did you stop at? Can you even remember the details of driving home into work? Now, there are some people that consciously, take different routes that, you know, but generally speaking, most of us get in our car and we're at work. And then when it's time to go home, unless you got to go to the market. And even then, some people can drive multiple places and get home and not really think about the mechanisms and the mechanics that they use to manually get there. And because we're just operating on ritual, we're operating from a subconscious level. So we need to be aware. And once you become aware of your subconscious, you then become aware of your conscious. So it's like you're walking dead, just going by doing things and not really even thinking about what you're doing. And we've all been there. You know, we all do that. But once we become aware, you know, then we need to start acting consciously. Now, if you don't talk to your subconscious mind, somebody else is going to. Society's going to, religions, your peers, the government, media, marketing, social media, all of those things are going to program your subconscious for you. And you won't even be yourself. You'll be living for all these other people. And all they want is pretty much to take your money and give it to their brand. So we need to become aware. We need to become aware of our subconscious, what it's saying to us, because all these symbols are messages. That's why the Egyptians wrote in hieroglyphs, because they realized that our brain understood pictures more so than like letters and things that we use now. Pictures are easier for your brain to process. It's just like a whole different process. So that's what dreams are. Dreams are messages that are trying to come through to your conscious, and you have to decipher them to understand what's going on. And you have to be aware of what you're putting into your subconscious. I'm very big on affirmations. I'm very big on sigils. I've got videos on these things to just help with reprogramming your subconscious, healing, self-development, self-analysis techniques to pretty much help destroy the programming that's been put in our subconscious and kind of rebuild our own program for our own manifestation and goals. So definitely something to think about. Sometimes, not necessarily in the Thoth deck, but the moon can indicate that there are secrets that may come out, or somebody may be hiding from you. Somebody, maybe a significant other, someone very close to you is hiding a secret, and they want to tell you and they don't know how. Or it may be that you're the one holding the secret and you don't know how to tell somebody. If it's eating you up really bad, write it in a letter. Um, Whatever happens after the fact is, kind of what's meant to happen. If it's something that you've done that you think is going to wrong somebody, I mean, just go ahead and get it out and understand that to every action there's a reaction and a cause, right? So, and on the same path, if you receive something from somebody reveals something to you. I'm sorry, I said a lot of somethings, but if somebody's revealing something to you, weigh everything out and realize that if you want to be forgiven, you have to forgive as well. That's definitely something to think about. And the last and final card for this spread is the Fool. And so it's interesting how we've pulled all three major arcana cards. And so when I think of the Fool represents definitely start of a journey. If we think of the journey's Fool, the major arcanas, each card represents some type of aspect of the journey that the Fool travels. So definitely a journey. The Fool is kind of stepping out on faith. He's really kind of like innocent, unaware of things that are going to curtail. But he's got faith. He's got faith in what he's doing, where he's going. This card represents taking risks. The fact that you don't know where this is going, but hey, I'm going to trust in my journey. And I'm just going to go ahead and go and understand that there are so many possibilities that could be open to me just deciding to partake on this journey. Okay, so if you're listening to this, if you're kind of leery, you've got a funny feeling in your gut, not because it's a bad feeling, but because you don't understand that feeling is telling you to trust, right? Trust in the way that this is about to go. You're about to embark on maybe some new territory, because it's a new journey. And so we really don't know how to feel sometimes when we have to embark on unknown territory, right? But it's exciting. It's new. It's something that you need. If it's not happening right now, then it will be coming up. But definitely be prepared to take some risks this month. Don't be afraid. Listen to yourself. And trust in the journey. This concludes my February 2018 spiritual guidance reading. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a subscriber to my channel. If you are not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe, and while you're at it, like my video. If you've received this message, comment below. I love to hear testimonials, or just if you just want to just comment on, the reading itself. All right. But thank you guys so much, and I'll be talking to you soon.